Hey guys, it's Mcshwack here with another Sims 4 house building video. I'm excited about this house because I have decided that I need to put more detail into these houses. So what I'm going to do with this house is I'm going to turn it into a 3-part video. And what I'm going to do is part 1 is going to be all of the first floor, part 2 is going to be all of the second floor, and part 3 is going to be the exterior of the home. So I went in and I had my blueprints ready to go. I made the base idea for the first floor, and that's what you're seeing. And then I decided, since I already know what layout I want for this home, how I want the furniture to be in the home, I started just throwing in a couple of pieces of furniture just to give me the idea of this is my living room, this is my kitchen, this is my dining room, this is the way I want the couches to face, and that sort of stuff. So right now what I'm actually doing is I'm laying in the dining room and the kitchen. I already knew where I wanted my refrigerator and my stove and a little bar, so I threw all that stuff in. And what you'll see in a minute is I extended the walls to go higher because I wanted to have more ceiling space in the home, but it didn't work with the lights that I had in the kitchen, so I had to go ahead and bring those walls back down to the regular height. Now I'm just kind of throwing in the bathroom, and I like the idea that I had was when you walk into the bathroom, you first walk into like a washroom area. It's just the sink and maybe a couple of towels and stuff like that. Then there's a second door in the bathroom, and that actually takes you over to where the showers are, the toilet, the bathtub. And you'll see that I get back into that bathroom and do some more detailed work. Right now I just wanted to get a base color around the house. I'm kind of throwing in the colors of the floors. What I wanted to do with this house is I wanted it to look like a smart home. So there was going to be a lot of electronics, and the home was going to look kind of, I guess you can say, futuristic. So I tried to go with that, and I've actually done a second take on this house. I built this house, and I also built one before it to try and see if I can make it look more like a smart home with like maybe some, you can get the idea of Philips Hue lights going behind the TV and stuff like that. But I had to go in as a sim and actually change the coloring and the intensity of the lights, and it just didn't work out. So I had to scratch that idea and go back to this house. So what I'm doing now is I'm working on the living room, kind of sprucing it up a little bit. Now that I have the base idea of the furniture, I'm doing the fine detailed work of moving the furniture where I want it, giving you a little bit more walk space, adding the lights above these paintings. I like the idea of that light right there. I love the way that it lights up, but it just did not have room for that canvas. Right now I'm kind of going in, changing in the coloring on the room because I wanted the living room to be red, black, and white. But you'll see that some of the stuff, it just, like, when I was changing around the TV, the coloring just, everything blended together, and I didn't like it. Right here, I'm fiddling with the curtains because I could not find a curtain that would open up on each end, so I decided to just put 2 separate curtains there and put a little bit of space between them so it looks like the curtains are kind of pulled back from each other. Right now I'm just kind of looking around, seeing what other objects I can put on the walls, get some neater stuff going, and then I go ahead and move over here to the kitchen. Now, because I did the living room in white, black, and red, I didn't want to do the same thing for the kitchen. And I personally like dark colors. I like black, I like gray, I like white. I like that color scheme. I like the monotone color scheme. So with the kitchen, I went ahead and tried to do like a black and silver color scheme in here. I went in and threw in all these cupboards and stuff like that, and I noticed that that one cupboard right there, it just didn't work out well, so I just threw in a wall and closed it off. I did some nice white flooring because I didn't want to have too many dark colors in the kitchen. If I had everything black, this kitchen would be very difficult to walk around in at night. So I'm going in and I'm adding in the countertop appliances and decorations. We threw in the paper towels over there in the corner, and I wanted to find a spot for that fire detector, but I didn't like it above the stove. Just same thing, just kind of going around adding a little bit more detailed work in here, adding some kitchen utensils and stuff like that, just trying to make this look more like a home and not just like a pre-built house where it's like, hey, there you go, that's what you have. And that's what I like the most about Sims, is that you can actually like get down to the fine detail of like where you want to have appliances laying around in the house, any decorations and stuff like that. Now, we move over here into the dining room, and I wanted a really nice big table because even though this is somewhat of a small home, I wanted it to be a home that a lot of friends and family can come over and hang out at. But I did not like the length of the long tables in Sims, and I didn't like the style of them. But I did like the style of that small table there. So what I decided to do is just put 2 tables next to each other, so it seems like it's a longer table. The color scheme in the dining room is just going to be black, white. It's more of like a gray than it is a white, and a light blue to match that bar over there. And I'm kind of just sprucing up the entrance hall here and trying to add in lights. I really like that light, but it just didn't work out for this house. Maybe we'll be able to add it in on the second floor. I'm throwing in just a small light here as an entranceway so that, you know, I like to think that when you're playing Sims, instead of it being played as this is Sims and I'm playing it just the way the Sims rules, I like to think of it as, if I lived here, what would I want? And I wanted a little light there just so that, you know, if I'm home by myself, I could just leave that light on and have the rest of the lights in the house turned off to kind of use it as a night light. We move over here to the bathroom now. And like I said, guys, there's those 2 rooms that I was telling you about where you walk into the bathroom and it's just a washroom on its own. And then you move into the second room that has, you know, the toilet, the shower, the bathtub. This toilet right here, I really wanted it because it seemed futuristic, but I did not like that it had that blue lighting on it. I wanted the bathroom to be black and white. So I just got rid of the toilet and kind of went on without it. Right here, I'm fiddling with the move objects command to try and get these candles right there on that little ledge of the bathtub. Adding a little bit of greenery to this bathroom. A nice little plant and some towels, some hand soaps and stuff like that, and just finishing it off with a couple of lights. And you'll see right here that I changed the colors of the stairs, and I noticed that that wall was not even painted. So went in, painted the wall, and that's it, guys. The first floor came out pretty good. Here's a couple of screenshots for you guys of each of the rooms. And I like this house. You guys let me know if you like the way that this house turned out. Be on the lookout for part 2, and thank you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe.